It's 7:06. March 13th. This is the meeting of the Agricultural Commission. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time.
I don't see anybody online.
Nope. All righty. Well, because we don't have a quorum, we are going to, we can't vote on anything. So we're going to limit our discussion to just some of the general topics listed on the agenda. Does anyone have a comment to make?
I've got a whole thing I want to run down here.
All righty.
Is it all right if I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead,
Okay.
please, Jean.
So the recruitment of new members.
Yeah, you got one.
Great.
Sworn in. You gotta bring a friend now.
Gotta bring a friend.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, John.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks, John.
Welcome. Great to have you here.
Just don't leave me.
Do we know where is Karen in her process?
You know what? I'll have to talk to her again. She was gonna,
Because I don't see her
yeah,
online.
she was going to, planning on resigning. So,
Okay.
Beth, have you put in an application?
So what I have to do?
Well, yes, remember I
Okay.
said last time you would have to fill out the same
Down the clerk?
volunteer form. No, the same volunteer form you filled out initially. Didn't
Where did
I
I get that?
Didn't I send it to you?
I killed my computer. You might have,
Okay. Is it all right to send it again now? Is your computer working?
no,
Okay.
no, I
Right.
have to, it's being fixed.
Okay.
Poured a cup of tea on it. That didn't work very well.
Okay.
That doesn't inspire confidence.
All right. I will get a copy of the volunteer form to
Okay.
you. Yeah, because their door is closed down there. Okay, so copy. Okay. So we want to time it just like we did with Barry and John. Is we'll have the letter from Karen.
Right,
And then we'll have your application, so they
Okay.
can do it on the same night. I know it seems silly, you gotta do another volunteer form, but that's the way they,
that's okay.
you know, and you'll just show that you want to be
Mhm.
appointed to one of the voting positions. That's it. Okay. All right. Our upcoming programs, if you haven't gotten your flyers, they're downstairs in the mailbox, so while you're here, you know, grab a couple if you have a place to put them up. John, you said you're taking care of the library.
I'm gonna talk to Dawn. I just haven't
Okay.
had
Did you also do the COA, or you want me to do the COA?
if you're gonna be at the COA,
I can make sure that I
Um,
am. I haven't put it on Facebook yet. I thought I would start that next week.
okay. I did stop one day, but Dawn wasn't in that day,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
we'll get that taken.
All right, yeah, we're gonna try and get them to get their seed library and all their books out
Oh,
and put one of our flyers right there. Are you familiar with the seed library at the library? No, okay. We started this a few years ago. And Mike Slauson was the library director at the time, and he found a really great old library cabinet, hard cabinet, and he had it all decorated. And so now the library initiates the request to the seed companies for seed. We were hoping to do a sharing, but after we had somebody come in and do a program, it's very complicated to have a viable seed from,
Mhm.
you know, your own,
Okay.
saving and then having it. So now they just solicit new seed packets and they have them there at the library for anybody to pick up. And then they usually put out books on gardening. So now we're doing the vegetable gardening 101 program, April 30th at the Council on Aging. So, like I say, I will do Facebook next week. Get that started.
you do the town Facebook, right?
Yes,
I used
there's
to put
4
that
of
under
them.
events, that's why.
Yeah, there's 4 of them that I posted on, and then I'll have the rec commission send it out to. There is one in the bulletin board downstairs. I don't know how many people actually pay attention to that.
All I saw was a big sign that said welcome to Kingston. Fucked in.
I saw that too.
Oh, where's this going?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
there's going to be 4 of them, I believe.
I didn't read the whole thing, one said down by McDonald's.
Yeah, one at each
I didn't
entrance
want to be too late reading the whole thing.
to the community. Yeah, they're
Was
gonna,
it the school band concert tonight?
yeah, I mean, they look nice.
No,
It did look nice.
Yeah, yeah, they look nice. I just not sure how durable they are. It's a problem when you put a sign up. Not always durable, but yeah, so if you have someplace you think would be appropriate to have a flyer, please take one and get it
Mhm.
stuck up. It's all, our permaculture lady is going to do a presentation at our June meeting, right, John?
Okay,
Isn't that what we have? Okay, Missy couldn't make it tonight, but she said any questions we have on the insurance, we should send to her.
regarding insurance, I spoke to Christine tonight, who did speak with her,
Insurance agent,
yes,
okay,
and, she can buy a pretty reasonable umbrella. It will cover all of it, so.
okay. Okay,
Wow.
all right,
Wow. Because I still do. I thought that the answer was convoluted.
it is, and that's why I think, we're gonna need some clarification. So according to this, Christine's gonna have to ask for, proof of coverage from the town. They would need to see the agreement contract the town has to engage the use of the space and what insurance requirements the property owner would be requesting. And I don't think she's requesting any from us,
No,
right?
no, I think she's got her own policies anyway, and she just would have a rider for this.
Yeah.
event.
So it says, I'm assuming Kingston and its employees are running this event. Well, there's no town employees involved. Volunteers who work the event must sign waivers. And you told me that the waivers have 0 value.
Yeah.
Um, And then any vendors contacted to participate have to provide insurance coverage.
Well, that would be,
Really?
That'd kill everybody.
yeah, that'd be it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, naming the town as additional insured.
I mean, because most of the people that I got to come, they're
Yeah.
just people, that
Yeah,
they do it in their
yeah.
backyard, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, you know, We'll have to decide how we want to proceed.
Mhm, mhm.
So the permaculture lady is coming on, Ron, they sent this to you. When are they coming? I think it's in
In
June.
June, at the.
Yeah.
The third Thursday in June.
Second Thursday.
Is it the second Thursday?
We're meeting on the second Thursday. This is the second. Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so she's gonna do a 15-20 minute presentation for us on permaculture, and I think it was Rui, or was it you? Somebody at the last meeting said, look in this issue.
Yeah, they had a thing about the Duxbury group.
Yeah, of what is permaculture,
Yeah. it was-
and, it's not at all what I thought it was.
it wasn't like what that guy was talking about.
Really, not
Okay.
really. It says permaculture
Because I remember
combines
saying that.
permanent and agriculture. It was coined in 1970 in Australia. So they were concerned about humanity's increasing dependence on fossil fuels and detachment from nature. Many of the principles are rooted in the knowledge and practices of indigenous cultures that have long lived in harmony with nature. It's based on 3 ethics: people care, earth care, and fair share, that guide decisions and design, supported by 12 design principles. It's community-centered design. Economic resilience is another benefit. So I thought it was more earth-based. Seems like it's a little bit more,
Political.
not necessarily political, but a little more touchy-feely than
No.
I thought it was. So anyway, that's why we wanted to have them come and just present to us
See what it's-
before we offered
Mhm.
it to the community.
So
See if
the,
it's-
the Duxbury situation seems to be more agricultural related. You know,
So we'll have to,
Yeah.
well, let's see where it goes.
yeah, but there is a small article
Mhm.
in the current issue of edible. And again, they do talk about the farm in Duxbury. So I wanna beef up a little bit on my knowledge about it before they get here. Okay, so that is that future program. I just wanted to let you know, we got a shout out in the senior newsletter.
Look at us go.
What do we get? I can't see.
You're gonna love this. In partnership with the Kingston Agricultural Commission, the Senior Center has recently acquired an organic waste collection bin, which is used to collect a variety of food scraps, coffee grounds, and other organic materials that is turned into compost and soil for gardening. All compostable materials from Cafe Evergreen are collected and picked up weekly by Black Earth Compost as part of a 5-year grant awarded to the Agricultural Commission.
I thought that was recycling.
It is.
Well, that's okay. We'll take the.
It
we'll
is.
take it.
It is. So,
Uh,
well, you know,
Don't
the
correct them.
recycling committee set it all up and is paying for it. You guys are getting the
Cool.
credit on that one. So
Mhm.
congratulations.
I just got a
I know
text
I
from
work hard, but
Christine.
you know. Huh?
I got a text from Christine, we're on our way to New Hampshire with a horse. He needs to go to the hospital. He may need colic surgery.
Need what, colic?
Colics.
Oh, jeez.
That's a big surgery. Hope he does all right.
Oh, my goodness. This is the second time she's had to take one up there for that, right? Wonder if it's the same one. Okay, so, John, you had a program that you wanted to,
I did.
Offer? on the
Let
winter
me just
seating?
finish.
Sure, sure.
Well, I talked to Kalina and I'm gonna work with her when I get a little more milk. She doesn't think that she's up for doing it. What we
Okay.
do is we made mozzarella.
Okay,
And I said, I don't remember how we did this. So she's gonna, because we tried it last year, I think it was the year before, it didn't come out. And
okay,
that can always happen with cheese, unfortunately.
okay.
But it seemed like every time we did it for somebody, it came out fine. So we're gonna try to make a couple and see if we can get it down pat.
Okay. And then you would offer
Buck,
a
buck, buck,
program?
buck, buck, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
we'll see. And I tried to, I put a thing out there at the Beef Club on their page, and somebody said, oh, I might be interested, and I wrote to them, but they didn't write back. And I asked a friend of mine who's got a lot of bees, and he says, I can't speak in public. So I've got to look for some more people.
Yeah, I can talk to. name
Who has
escapes
the
me.
display with, the display they have at
That's the Plymouth-
Marshfield?
Yeah, the Plymouth County beekeeper.
No, I
Yeah.
know that. That's what I'm talking to, because I don't remember, even though
Oh.
I lost my bees, but these are people, these are members that I was talking to. I'm trying to go,
Ken Pearl is the one gentleman who has been coming to the fair.
Yeah,
okay,
They got a bunch of
What's his
people
name?
probably that knows
Ken.
about these.
Pearl.
oh, Ken Pearl, yep,
yeah, well, and Ashley.
I'll
Camoe was the
actually,
one
I'll write
Who
to,
facilitated it all.
Who
Ashley-
is?
Ashley Camoe was the one who sort of was a facilitator. She-
Oh.
Between she and Ken,
Oh,
EAU,
yes.
okay.
You see those guys? See if they do.
I'll see when they have their next meeting, see if I
Yeah,
can't, I'll go to
list
the
it all.
meeting they have.
okay.
Tell them. Stop by.
I don't know what the hierarchy of who's where and like,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. The guy there is just a log guy or just doing the bees or what. So,
Just like my friend, that's what he has hides around,
yeah,
know.
come up with a couple of mine.
but he's too nervous to speak in front of anybody.
Come on.
I understand,
yeah.
They should
I actually
be-
got up and spoke about the
Three of
goats, and I was like a nervous wreck, because I never speak.
It's just like you're talking to
It's
somebody
practice.
else.
Yeah.
It's just like you're talking to somebody. Okay,
And I can't remember the woman's name offhand, but she has agreed that would be very interested in doing that seed starting.
Okay.
Probably next late winter, late winter would be
Yeah,
good.
and right offhand, her name's not coming to me. She was one with the dogs from the 4-H.
From Plimpton.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know.
But anyway,
Yeah.
she did the program on winter seeding,
Yes. seed
and she
starting.
would do one
She
for
would
us.
do one.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said that would probably be best done like in February.
January, February, yeah, early enough so that if people are interested, they can start seeing
Do it, okay.
February probably, I guess.
All right, you've got the contact info.
I do, I
Okay.
just,
I know. I know how it is. Okay. And Cape Cod Cranberry.
I haven't done anything.
Huh?
I haven't done anything.
No, but I mean, do you think that would be viable?
Talk to them, sure. What do
And
we
have
want?
them come and
What do
do
you
a
want?
program
A
for
program?
us?
Yeah, I'll see if, I'm sure they have a generic program that's done other places.
I'm sure they do it,
Get dragged around all over. the place, so.
Sure.
emotional stuff and just a good neighbor stuff.
Well, they had a great wagon that they brought in
Yeah.
for the ag fair, you know, explain the whole process.
Was that the Growers Association that did that?
Yeah.
It
Yes,
was?
Jimmy
Okay.
Haywood.
Yeah, it was,
Jim Haywood.
who's the guy that's either president of the Farm Bureau?
Jimmy Haywood.
Who?
Jimmy Haywood? Was it
Yeah.
Halifax?
No, the other guy. I can't remember his name, but I think he's the one that brought it, but anyway. Okay, because what we're
But-
trying to do is figure out where we want to go program wise for the next year. And, yeah, we get $1,000 each year from the town, provided it's approved. And it's primarily for programs, so we want to be sure that we're doing programs.
Well, I have just a question, I guess, comment. With cranberries, and yes, it's very interesting, but is there any way that it would be something that would be scaled down for regular people to have cranberries?
I don't think
You know,
so.
you get like,
Well, that's why I don't know if it would
Yeah.
be that,
Well, I
if you
think it's
get
just
a lot of people in
just,
to watch a presentation that they weren't gonna be able to do something.
No, there's a lot of people who.
Just
who-
wanna know.
Who go
Yeah.
out to bogs when they're harvesting,
Yeah.
they find it fascinating, and I think just that whole
Mhm.
process from overwintering and sanding and then, you
Yeah.
know, the waters,
Yeah.
you know, how the waters are
Yeah.
controlled, especially with freezing, and then how they come along and the whole process.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain the whole thing, but
you're doing a fine job.
but I think the whole process is interesting to
Okay.
people who haven't grown up around here.
Right, it's not
Oh.
education
And there's a
for the
lot of people in town now that haven't grown up around here. We have very little in the way of active bogs in Kingston, so it's not like it's in their backyard.
Sure.
So we just thought that that might be something that people would be interested in.
Well, it's a town buys.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
The town does own some.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
There used to be bonds and they used to be productive.
Yeah,
at the town bar.
I remember the town meeting, your father saying, you don't want to go into the cranberry
Cranberry.
business.
that's right.
Well, you don't want to go into the cranberry business the way that we did. Duxbury's done a good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Duxbury takes a whole different approach.
Yeah.
They let the grower grow cranberries. They don't
cranberries.
tell them how to grow cranberries.
So it's almost time for the produce sharing program to start
Oh,
out.
I have a wire shelf that I will donate.
You do?
It's
How
a
big
nice-
is it? And how tall? Oh, really tall?
Not really tall. I mean, it
Is
was
it
in
taller
the,
than
it
you?
was in the house. Karen had her pottery stuff on.
Okay, all right. And
You
it's
just wanna
wire?
get rid of it?
Is
Is
it,
that what it
is
is?
it, chrome or black?
It's black.
Good, because that usually means it has a coating. on it. Because what happened is, with it being in the gazebo, and John, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but we started this program a couple years ago for people to share their excess garden produce.
Yeah.
And so we're using the gazebo because it's screened in. which keeps flies and animals and everything away. But they have a sprinkler system that shoots in there. And we were using a fiberboard shelving unit that I got out of the
Oh.
swap shop.
Disintegrated.
And yeah, when I went to take it down in
It came down.
September, it all came apart, yeah. So, we do need something that
Yeah,
can
this is-
withstand. So you've got one
This is a nice one, yep.
and you're
Glad they
willing to
donate.
donate it? Great.
We'll donate it.
And I don't have to store it at my house right now, which is
No,
great.
it's stored in the
Okay.
garage. I trip over it at least once a week.
You know, it does come apart.
Oh, it's a part.
Oh, it is
But the-
apart. Okay.
The only drawback might be that there might be duct tape marks on it, because Karen duct taped all the pieces together, sort of,
Why?
because she took it down.
She didn't want John to lose it, something.
Oh,
else.
you mean,
Oh,
the
for
pieces
storage.
after she took it down?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, because they're pretty, they fit together tightly.
Oh,
You
no,
shouldn't
it's-
have a problem. Okay, so donating. So I'm thinking maybe sometime in June, we'll get that set up.
Okay,
I guess I'm gonna have to go in front of the Board of Selectmen again and ask
yeah.
permission. Every year we get pushback, John.
Fine.
Well, animals,
Yeah, let's-
Well,
animals are
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fight to get in there. And I say,
and-
every year I say the same thing, this produce grows outside on the ground.
And we go down there.
We check it
We get
at least
pretty-
once a week, if not twice.
No, when you were gone, I was there every other day at a
Yeah.
minimum.
I mean, we try
just
to
'cause
make
I
sure
did-
it's not rotting away, that's all.
And the only
And-
problem is we've had, and I'm not sure who or how, because there was a bunch of stuff that came that was on its last legs when it was dropped.
Yeah,
That happened a couple times.
John, it's the same crap people bring to the swap shop. It's stuff that's way beyond use,
Well,
but they
Duxbury's got a
can't
pretty
let
nice
go of it.
swap
Huh?
I've heard that.
So you gotta go to Duxbury.
shop. I got a connection. It's one of these days.
We're getting a new one here. A new one. All right, so we'll plan on, I'll have to go to the Board of Selectmen in probably May and get permission. We'll get it set up in June. All right, so all my research on that. Thanks. Just a reminder, Farm Bureau Legislative Breakfast is tomorrow. John and Rui and I are gonna go do that. Next
Get a lot of
Wednesday.
ancient nominating from-
Next Wednesday is World Ag Day. And in the US, it's the National Ag Day. And there is an organization called agday.org that has a whole slew of events. Of course, they're all centered in Washington DC, but there are a
Kansas.
few, I think, that are Zoom accessible. But anyway, it is Ag Day.
Anybody here is really good like this phone. I can't. I gotta get my email on my phone.
Okay, I
It
can
doesn't
help.
work for me.
I can help.
Keep saying my, don't put the right thing in, and it wants me to go back to my email to get the information.
I'll take it.
And then you could email me that on there. I have a printer.
Okay, all right, the other thing
Don't bother
is,
me.
after John talked the last meeting about CMAP. I'm thinking that we get to go to the Plymouth County Farm Bureau breakfast. I don't know if any of us are actually members.
I am.
Hmm? You are, okay. Because I
I
kind of
was.
feel guilty that we're
I used
going,
to be, but I haven't been in
Yeah.
a number of years.
but, I was.
Believe I am.
I was
Used to
thinking
be.
we should consider becoming a member of CMAP. And they have, the lowest membership is $75, which is, I'm thinking we should probably.
Oh, is
consider
it
that.
commission?
CMAP,
I'm a member.
CMAP,
I'm a member.
of CMAP,
Yes.
okay. But do you think the the AgCom should become?
Well, I want to think about that. That's.
Okay.
Is that the newsletter that I think it is that I sent out? That it came from you,
Special.
it was
Yeah,
February, it was very interesting.
it is.
Had a lot of
I've told
information.
everybody to sign up for the newsletter. You can get it yourself.
Oh,
You just go into their website and ask to be, receive the newsletter.
okay,
It's a ton of information. It truly is.
Yeah, it's always something.
And it's a little tricky to find it. It's not. If you put in CMAP, it doesn't always take you to the right thing.
Well, I have yours from the
Okay,
last.
yeah,
time
I
you
send it out to everybody when I get it. cmaponline.org. Okay, and then in today's Old Colony Planning Council newsletter, there is the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Services in Mass and American Farmland Trust are working with Massachusetts municipalities to increase the amount of farmland eligible for federal preservation funding. Under its agricultural land easement program, they work with partners such as Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources, land trusts, and municipalities to preserve farmland by paying willing farmland owners the development value in exchange for ensuring agricultural land remains protected and available for farming. And then it has a link to learn all about this agricultural land easement program. And I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention, not that we have any land that we're looking at, but towns in Whitman, Easton, Plimpton, Halifax, Bridgewater, East Bridgewater, and West Bridgewater have all taken advantage of this program. Just bring it to your attention. If anybody wants me to send you this newsletter, I'll be happy to do that.
Gene, just so you know, I just got your text just this minute.
Oh, you did? After all this time? You sent that what, an hour ago?
And I did pick up.
I know you did, but I sent that an hour ago. What the heck?
I believe you. It happens sometimes.
I know. Well, what I didn't hear right back from you, I thought, usually you respond. but- So that's all I think I had, John. I just wanted to share that. And if anybody wants me to send them this newsletter, I'd be happy to do that.
Sure, please.
Okay, I'll send it out to everybody. They can decide what they want to do with it.
You have my email yet? Well, Christine had it in a minute.
Hang on.
My application, okay.
Yeah, so I'll,
Can you write my?
I'll
can you
add
write my
John.
second
Okay,
second grade writing?
it's actually just quite clear.
Was it?
That's been. I was told it was mine was a childlike scrawl.
Chicken scratch is what they call it.
Yeah, one of the ships on. The agricultural fair for this year, shall we touch it real quickly? We don't have a lot of people here, and I think we probably did, given Christine's potential involvement with her farm. I think we need her to speak to it further. Unless anybody else has any comments.
Well,
Not
do
right
you
now.
think we could maybe come up with specific. She wanted specific questions.
Well, she said, I had emailed Missy and said, I hope you'll be at the next meeting because there were questions that came up about the insurance email.
Yeah.
And she said she wouldn't be able to attend, but if we had specific questions to send them back, and then she would just send them on to our town insurance company.
That's bulky.
Huh?
That's bulky.
It's just so much easier to have a conversation.
I know.
Christine seemed very comfortable with the answer she got from her.
Well, listen, I mean, she did her due diligence. She did what we asked her to do.
She did, oh yeah, there's no
To
question.
look into it, and that was the response she got, and she passed it on to us.
Oh, no, that was great. I just, based on that, I think that Christine did a little research on her own, just.
Well, she needs to,
And-
just to protect
and,
herself.
Christine also has waiver forms.
Mhm.
She didn't know if she didn't affiliate it with the ag fair. It's like the next level. And she was thinking. If it wasn't sponsored by us,
Oh,
it's just some open house field day. a little
Right.
something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That disconnect.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what I talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that in
It's
itself
called
would be,
agricultural commission, just called the Kingston Agricultural Fair.
yeah,
Something like
I mean,
that,
that,
Call it the Timber Hill.
Right,
Yeah,
open
yeah.
house, an open house there or
Open
something
house.
like that. And it could have an
Okay.
ag flair to it.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
I kind of hate to lose that.
Right, that's
Well,
the
that-
thing.
yeah.
That's the
I
thing.
mean, there's considerations there for that too.
You know,
Because
only
of politics,
Well, only because it helps promote whatever we do here.
Right.
Yeah. 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 But,
that's Christine. Oh,
you know, time is passing because I usually try and get that ball rolling in June. And as I've told you all, this is my last year. So if it's gonna be
Are you sure?
continued,
Are you sure?
I am sure, John. If it's gonna be continued, I really need someone to work with me so I can show them how it's done. Not that it's a big deal, but, you know, I've
It
got
is a
all the
big-
it is a big-
material.
it's a
Big
big-
deal. What do
It's
you
a big
mean?
It's a
deal.
real big deal.
It's huge.
It's a huge
You know,
deal.
I would hate to see it end,
I would too.
but I've, you know, I have to recognize my
Mhm.
limitations.
We could, I thought the other day, I know, putting as something out there saying that we're looking for members. I didn't want to do anything like that without checking with you guys
I think we really want to try and recruit.
privately.
Yeah, because,
Okay.
you know, we're looking, I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm a
Because I-
non-voting
I know
member.
people, I mean, I've worked nights for 30 years. I
Yeah.
mean, I drove in the town, I drove out of the town.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you know, people
Credentials.
that are engaged in agriculture,
But there's a lot of people that I don't
That's how we
know
get the
at all.
winners.
yeah,
And I've been retired for 7 years, so.
yeah.
I think you need younger.
Right.
We
yeah.
do, younger
We definitely
people
need-
Yep.
We
Who
definitely.
are-
Dying breed.
who are involved in
Farmers.
agriculture
Yes.
and are willing to serve and can be a good
Mhm.
member of a committee. You know,
Right.
it's not for everybody to be on a committee, but you know, we've got an active committee. I would like to see it continue to be active. Because Lord knows, no one else is promoting agriculture in this town, so.
So,
I thrown that out earlier to John. I could put it in the,
Your news, your
that
newsletter,
goes to the burn.
because those are people that are obviously
Right,
active.
yep.
Yeah. Do you have, you've interacted with all of them. Is there
Mhm.
anyone in particular you think would probably, you've seen how committees function, you know
Mhm.
how we're oriented. You know, is there some one or two in particular that you think would be really good candidates?
I did think of one, but
But
she's no younger than I am.
well, yeah, there's that too.
And busy. And I really think that I think the whole committee would benefit from somebody younger
Oh, yeah.
and more familiar with this, even the social media.
Mhm.
I wonder if we could, and this is something for through Louis Connection High School. I wonder if there's a high school student who lives in town in the horticultural program that would be interested. Even if they start as a non-voting member, and I don't know.
Well, that's where we would have an opening. If Beth steps
Yeah.
up, then we would have a non-voting
Yeah.
member. And then if I step up, next year, you'd have another non-voting. Although I'm supposedly appointed by the Board of Selectmen to represent them.
So, hang around.
Although Missy's now that appointee, so I'm
Right.
just a nobody. So.
Yeah, it does most of the
Not an
work,
hour.
Just a
Oh.
hanger on.
all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So you don't, or you want to think about it, or you would rather I didn't just throw it out there?
I think maybe a more focused opportunity for people
I
that
mean,
you,
you know more people with animals in town.
well, that's it. You really know who's got.
You may maybe
Some
don't know them, but you
agriculture
know
done.
who's there.
Yeah,
Well,
but
she visits.
I
them,
don't know,
You know,
that was something.
It's
that-
something your
But
dad
that doesn't
said.
mean you know
Yeah,
how they
so
are.
I haven't talked
Just,
to her.
you know.
well, you've worked around people
Winter,
long enough,
so-
you know.
Well, and the
When
dog
does she
and cat
start?
people,
Tent and stuff.
You would think.
It's not the
it's
same
not what
thing.
you're looking
So-
for.
No, not really.
'Cause I called.
Even like cleaning up the mess she's got over
There
there.
are people
like,
who have goats or horses
But it
or
wasn't like put to
chickens
bed
or
last.
whatever.
after a while.
Oh,
I'm
well,
always surprised, because I went over on Winter Street,
so I
these
can't
people asked me to help them, I'm like,
No,
oh.
I
they
was
had
still
those
going and all of a sudden
weird
it get cold.
ideas, they were-
Oh,
They
really?
were weirdos, so we're not gonna suggest them, but,
Okay.
I was hoping. So. Well,
I mean, they were
she never
different,
called
they,
back.
they were,
Probably
Yeah.
not interested in being.
Bring in.
oh, no, they weren't,
Yeah,
I shouldn't say they
What
were,
I'm
they were
gonna
just,
do is.
you know, they were young people and they were,
yeah.
you know,
And
Yeah.
if I
they
see it,
didn't
I'll
know,
stop.
they were,
Yeah.
they were.
They're
that
just
learning
starting
curve.
out, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
You wanna know?
What's that?
No.
I haven't
It's a
called
huge
her
learning
yet.
curve for
If you
animals.
see her up at
It
your
is.
dad's
It
place,
is.
You know,
Yeah.
tough for everybody in the first 5 years or
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, if
Yeah.
you happen to catch her.
I mean, I
just-
was
Maybe
talking,
not
Well,
so
it
much with
depends their
horses.
mindset,
See,
Beth,
she's up
and
to-
that's why I said you don't want
Christine,
the
the girl
the
with
dog.
the
we
Yeah,
got two
yeah.
conversations going on
She's
here.
younger, so she might get-
But with horses and stuff,
Definitely
there's more of a community that could help you
Computer
with that
savvy,
Right,
than there is with livestock.
right, right.
social
You know.
media savvy.
Plus, we breed them.
Yeah,
locally, horses
we've got
don't.
lots of conversations going on and it's being recorded,
Oh.
so viewers can't really.
Oh, okay, well, we'll focus. Thank you for reminding us. May we get your report, please, Deb?
So that was one that my first question was, and, about the newsletter, and I won't include that. And, the other thing was, I did find that email on the ethics training, and I'm sorry to say, it does say for everybody.
Hmm?
It does say for everyone. So
I'm pretty sure I forwarded that on to the town administrator and the town clerk and said, hey, guys. You know, if this is really intended for everyone,
because you don't
you need
have
to
the-
put it in our mailboxes.
Mhm.
You know,
But they
it's,
also give you when you get sworn in.
yes, they do, but this is annual refresher.
Well-
Okay,
every 2
every 2 years, okay.
Well,
But we don't get
no, it's
anything,
biannual training, that's,
yeah, that's every 2 years.
okay.
And we never get any notice when to submit our budget. I mean, it's just. They forget we're not all on town email.
Mm.
And
Cause
you
you got
don't-
it through town email,
I
right?
did, and, you don't, some of the committees also have like a town
Secretary,
employee
yeah,
that gets it, that passes it,
Yeah, they-
because they're in charge of, you know, communicating with the committee. But you guys don't have that. I mean, you have me, but
There you
I'm
go.
not charged with it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So you don't have that, so anyway,
Anyway, is
now
there-
you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a disservice to all the committees that don't have access to town email.
Yep.
You know, and if I didn't realize if I didn't know about the annual budget process,
Mhm.
we'd never get our request in and probably wouldn't have it, you know, in the budget. I mean,
Mhm.
last year I didn't send anything in, so it got cut by $750. And I had to go back and ask that it be reinstated. So this year I sent an email saying explicitly, we request that it remain at $1,000. And now I've been following it through FinCom. It came to them as 1,000. It went through FinCom as 1,000. Who knows how it's gonna end up? It looks like we may not have to do an override. The schools are somehow finding ways to
And they voted against.
reduce their budgets, but we still have a fire chief or a police chief who's looking for an override for additional resources over there, so. You know, when you're looking at an override, they're looking to chip back wherever they can, and I don't blame them. I would have
Mhm.
done it too, so, you know, for us to. Number one, maintain having a budget, and number two, showing that we're using the budget. You know, because I know it's one of your pet peeves, John, is, you know, if you don't use the budget, you should request less,
Not necessarily request less,
but
But-
not rush to spend it.
but you shouldn't rush to spend it. And it's a bureaucratic thing that
It's forced on you. I've explained this to you,
everybody does.
John. It's
I
forced
know.
on you. Yeah.
But common sense dictates that it's not sustainable.
I agree, John, but the problem is, I told you, we never got our federal budget until halfway through the year, which meant I really couldn't order anything for the first 6 months of the fiscal year. So I had to do all my ordering in the last half of the fiscal year. And often it was up against the deadline. Because I had to figure out just how much I needed of everything to get me through to the end of the year. And if I found that and then I had to order for the next 6 months because I knew I wasn't gonna have a budget for 6 months. It's a horrible process, but that's how we had to do it, John. And it wasn't frivolous spending. It was getting us through a period when we knew we wouldn't have a budget.
Oftentimes it is frivolous.
Some of it is. I can't speak for everyone, but I just know the problem we were up against as a federal agency. And now we may have a shutdown. Who knows what's gonna happen? But anyway.
All right.
We need to be notified when there's things that we are, involved in.
I don't know what the answer to
So
that
how many
is.
other
I'm
boards are
kinda-
in-
I'm kind of surprised that there isn't a general,
Mass email group for
Yeah.
for all the non,
there is with employees.
how many other boards are in this?
I don't
Predicament.
know, but I.
Well, the recycling committee doesn't have it.
Okay.
The Affordable Housing Trust doesn't.
I'm sure there are others.
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds like
the only
towns are all
email
empty.
on our
Need to have
website
it.
is mine.
Right.
For all those committees, it's my email. Because I don't have a town email, they won't give me a town email, so. Yeah, so mine's on there, but it's not included in townwide emails. Sent.
Seems like we need a generic email for every committee. And send out a blanket email to
Don't you think?
12 groups.
Don't you think?
Just
Seems
another
pretty
thing that
easy.
you'd have to monitor.
Yeah.
Come out to us.
Slightly different topic. I got an email from Janet in the town clerk's office asking if I had pictures for our web page on the
Oh.
town website. And she specified what they had to be, and honest to God, I don't. That's beyond me, so, said, would like to include at least one picture of Kingston Agriculture on our website homepage. If possible, do you have any or know who I can contact for one? And then she gives the requirement of the size of the pixels and,
But that deadline is passed, has it not?
no, I just got this.
Oh, then there was another more. She was looking for pictures for the. Maybe it was the annual report, not the
Yeah.
website.
I don't know. So anyway, I picked out some of the nicest pictures we had from the ag fair and sent them. And she replied and said, oh, these are really nice. However, they're not big enough. They don't have the 1 megabyte or whatever. It's like,
Oh. Oh,
so she
John, figure
was,
that out.
I'm like,
oh.
this is what I have. So I don't know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, but I just want to let you know, I did get that request. I did send pictures. Apparently they didn't meet the requirements.
Is
Does
that
anybody
just-
else have any 1 megabyte pictures?
Is that just the picture, how you sent it, like as an attachment? Sometimes it says like send full size or compress, or is
I
that?
don't know.
I'm not
Let's-
that
Yeah, I know what
savvy.
you're talking about.
Mhm.
Let me look here.
I have to help with this.
Sent.
Like you're okay with
Um,
pictures. Was it that?
I mean, I don't know how to manage that, John. I wish I did. I don't know.
I've seen it, sometimes
It is.
I don't,
it's,
I don't know.
like, sometimes it's like. when
but I had a
send it,
great picture.
Great picture, the pumpkin lady,
And your mom.
that's the one you're trying to sell?
I sent that one. I sent 10 pictures.
Mhm.
But I don't know how
Usually,
you
like,
figure out.
Usually pops up and you hit that and it says send actual size.
Yeah, but then it won't go through my email if I send it large. I don't know what to do. I don't know how you figure out the size, but anyway, I sent them 10 really nice pictures from the ag fair. Apparently they don't meet the requirements, so.
I don't know, do that either.
You know, I may stop by and see her next week and say, you know, how can
Right.
we do
You
this?
can't make them bigger?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. This is not my area of expertise.
I wonder if, got some names here. Ed Newt took any pictures around town for the book,
He did, he came to me when
Did
we
he
picked
come?
him,
did he?
Yeah.
I'll bet there's,
something
I'll
of
bet
size.
he's got something of size.
Okay, so Ed was taking pictures for the,
For the 300
300th
book.
oh, for the
anniversary book.
300.
So when
Okay.
they were picking, he came down,
Okay.
saw us eating Bonji's lunch. I don't know if that's what made it in there. You know, a whole lot of chicken, but
I'll talk to Ken Brack and see if he's got,
Yeah, okay.
I thought, is it Melissa that's Rob's?
Yep.
Help, didn't she take a lot of pictures that day too?
If she did, she probably did it on her phone, just like I did.
Oh.
Okay, so John, you're gonna ask Ken Brack.
yeah,
I didn't know he had done that. It's nice. He's a good photographer.
yeah, I used to do a lot of ocean spray stuff back in the day.
Yeah, he did.
So we
Yeah.
were talking about how it took so long to get a picture, because they'd have to physically move things and do stuff. Now it's just play with you
Yeah,
digitally. you
yeah,
know?
no, I mean, it used to take him hours just to take a couple of still
Right,
shots because you have, like you say, you got to have the right lighting.
like, then you have to
Gotta have
develop
the
it.
Yeah,
and then
well,
you
you
have to
gotta
wait
have the
for the-
shading. It's gotta glisten, so he's gotta like spray it with something so it glistens, you know, to make the food look really
Really,
appetizing.
yeah.
So it's not like you just take a picture of somebody's
And he said it
plate.
was like 6 minutes to develop it, to then see, no, try again. you
Yeah,
know? And
yeah.
It was all day.
Yeah, it was a extensive process he went through.
The only other thing I saw in the minutes when like, you say John, if you want to clarify which John,
Okay,
that was my little
well,
back I saw.
either one of you
Minutes
can
could
just
be-
claim it.
No.
who's that other John?
So that would be Christine.
Yeah.
She normally takes the
Um,
minutes.
Can you do minutes tonight, please?
What do you
will
think
you
I've been doing, John?
Okay, I just wanted to make
I didn't
sure.
see anybody else with paper and pens.
Well,
You
Look
got
at
some?
me.
You wanna write them up?
Good luck with it. Well, shall we adjourn?
Yeah, I can't
Since we
think of
don't have a
anything
quorum.
else. I was speaking with someone today who is a chicken owner. She just has a few and she's gonna get a few more in. And I said, well, what are you doing to prevent bird flu? And she said, well, they're in an enclosed run with a roof over, you know, a cover over top, so they're not getting anything. And I said, no, I'm talking about you walking into your coop. She said, well, you know, I don't want to do the dip or anything like that, you know, to clean up my shoes. I said, no, all you have to do is just have a separate pair that you
Mhm.
wear.
The
You know,
best
when you
days.
get to the door of the coop, just switch shoes. So she agreed that she would do that, because I said, look, she lives in Plymouth, and I said, Plymouth is ripe
Yeah.
right now.
This is-
So I said,
Yeah.
it's everywhere because there's geese, there are Canadian geese everywhere I look right now. And I said, you could inadvertently step into some poop. And I said, if you drag it into your coop, that's gonna be the end of your chickens. So she reluctantly agreed that she would switch shoes. The message just isn't getting in there.
I did send,
And she's a responsible person, you know? So,
well, it was Don had sent me a question about that, and I said, if, what you need to remember is if you or your children go to baseball or soccer game,
Well, yeah, the football,
Boy.
football
Yeah.
field's loaded tonight.
Yeah.
you're on the field. So the
Any
easiest
sports
thing to
field.
do
yeah,
is
yeah,
keep your shoes separate from the group,
Yeah,
yeah.
and don't let the kids
go in and out.
Okay.
Not unless they have chicken shoes. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I have sent that to.
Yeah, I mean, I was over at the high school a couple of weeks ago. I was getting a tour and all the ball fields were just covered with geese.
Mhm.
Everywhere you look, there were geese on the ball
On the
fields.
ball fields, yeah, that's what I,
Yeah.
and it's baseball season.
Yeah, and, pretty soon they'll be out there doing all kinds of, there were kids out walking at lunchtime
Mm.
on the fields. I'm like, okay.
Alrighty, are we,
So John, what do you want to do? You want to just schedule for 2 weeks or for 4 weeks, I mean,
Which John?
whichever one wants to answer. When is Rui's course over? Do we know
It's
that?
4 weeks.
It's 4 weeks?
Yeah, this is the second week, 2 more weeks. Maybe 3, there's at least 2 more weeks.
Okay, so by April 10th, he should be done.
I would think so.
Okay. And by then, John Mathias, you will have been sworn in.
Yeah, I'll have something to do down here someday to pop in. Some
All right.
excise tax or something enjoyable.
Yeah, even if he goes 5 weeks, he'll be done.
Okay.
April 10th.
alright, next meeting, April 10th.
You
Okay,
wanna call to adjourn?
well, since we really can't officially adjourn,
Adjourn.
I'm gonna adjourn this meeting
So
at
7:58, 6, 8.
7:58.